Imagine football in its more cerebral form, played not on a field of green, but on a checkerboard of 64 squares in alternating colors, where the power of the mind is as important as strength of body. Arkansas offensive grandmaster Bobby Petrino, opposed by the champion of defense, Nick Saban of Alabama. Petrino, the bold attacker, willing to chance a gambit to gain the early initiative. Saban, the genius of the counterplay, setting up a blockade to thwart the opponent. This game, Arkansas versus Alabama, a match of brilliancy featuring sacrificial attacks and unexpected moves. Each coach searching for the focal point that will tilt the board in his favor, where every action demands a reaction. But football is not chess. There can be no draw. This endgame must conclude in checkmate. We welcome you to Bryant-Denny Stadium on the campus of the University of Alabama in the city of Tuscaloosa, where a while ago head coach Nick Saban led his men in the Walk of Champions. At the other end of the stadium, a little bit of a lonely walk for Bobby Petrino, but there are Hawk fans here to root on the Razorbacks. The predominant color today in Bryant-Denny would be red. We welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS this afternoon. The Arkansas Razorbacks undefeated against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Undefeated. Here comes the Crimson Tide. Behind them, dressed in white with red trim, the Arkansas Razorbacks attempting to go 4-0 for the first time since 2003. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. Welcome to Bryant-Denny Stadium, where the Alabama Crimson Tide has won 4 in a row over the Arkansas Razorbacks. And Gary, we got to talk defense. I think you can make a pretty good case that Alabama's got the top defense in the country.
I think they might. It might be equal to their 2009 defense because they got depth and they've got stars. You can pick a layer, start anywhere, and basically spin the dial. On the defensive line, it could be Josh Chapman, the fine nose tackle that keeps it clean for their linebackers. Dante Hightower is full strength and an All-American in the backfield. Mark Barron is one of 3 or 4 stars in the backfield, but we know it's going to go back to the quarterback. It always does in these big games. A.J. McCarron making his first start in the SEC. He'll have to come through a few times if Alabama's going to win the game. You just know it's going to happen.
The Razorbacks, coached by Bobby Petrino, acknowledged as an offensive genius in this sport, and he has a quartet of receivers that as a group are about as good as it gets.
Yeah, I don't know if I've matched up 4 like this since I've been doing this, and it's exactly what you have to have if you're going to attack the Alabama defense. 4 guys, all with experience, all with speed, all with ability to make the big play. The new part of the formula, though, is they've got a new trigger man this year. Last year, it was Ryan Mallett. Now it's Tyler Wilson. And Vern, we saw him against Auburn on the road come in and replace Mallett. But today, he's going to have to do it against a much, much better defense.
Defensively, Arkansas hampered the absence of their preseason All-American defensive end, Jake Beckett. He is out with a hamstring for the 2nd week in a row, but he is standing by live with Tracy Wilson. Trace?
Well, thanks, Vern. Certainly a big big blow for this Arkansas team. Jake, how disappointing is it for you, your senior year, not to be able to suit up today against Alabama?
Well, you know, it kills me not to be able to be out there with my team, but, you know, this game is much bigger than me. You know, our team is prepared very, very long and hard for this moment, and it's going to be a battle out there.
What was the message you gave to your teammates before taking the field today?
Just play hard. You know, this is what college football is all about. You only get to do this for 4 years, and it's a very special game for all of our guys.
Thanks a lot. Get better soon. Vern?
All right, Tracy, thank you. Beautiful afternoon here in Tuscaloosa. As you can see, the temperature 83 degrees. Wind slight and the forecast sunny. Alabama won the toss, and they have elected to receive to open the game. Zach Hawker, number 18, will kick off, and Nick Saban misses Hawker. Marquise Mays and Trent Richardson are the deep men. You see, for the season, very effective, 9 touchbacks in 25 kicks. That's Richardson. And this one's going through the end zone. That's a 70-yard field goal. And it'll be a touchback. A.J. McCarron takes the place of Greg McElroy, the graduated senior, 64% for the year, just under 600 yards. He's thrown 2 touchdowns and also 2 interceptions. McCarron, a sophomore out of Mobile, Alabama. First down 10 at the Alabama 20. Darius Hanks and Marquise Mays are flanked to the right side. Richardson goes in the backfield, gets the handoff. He's got a lot of room. And on first down, Trent Richardson out to the 28-yard line. And the lineup's presented by Chick-fil-A. You've met McCarron on the line. Jones, Warmack, Vlahos, Steen, and Fluker. And a quick count on second down and 1.
Yeah, they were just faking you, Vern. And us.
Mays, Williams, Trent Richardson, Smelly, the H-back, and Darius Hanks, another wideout. Flag.
And movement up front, looked like Womack.
Yep. Chance Warmack, number 65. Hubert Owens is our referee today.
You know, nowadays with these
False
quick
start.
huddles.
Offense, number 65. 5 yards from the previous spot.
And simulated
Second down.
snaps, Vern. It's a victory just to get the lineups in. You know, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You see them moving up front, just a little bit of a tilt back, and that turned a big first down play now into second medium.
Second down 6 officially. Out of the gun, McCarron now changes the play. It's Marquise Mays to the right side, bottom of the screen. Kenny Bell, number 7, a speedster, is at the top of the screen. They hope to get big things out of him today. Come right. Richardson. No, he is something really special. Isaac Madison made the tackle. Trent Richardson with a huge gallop, a gain of 21.
I'll tell you, Barrett Jones, the All-American, number 75, gets a big block, and he runs right off his hip right into the secondary. And this has been the story. When Alabama runs it, it's been tough for anybody to beat him.
Marquise Waves with a quick screen out to the left. And that's another first down. Let's check the Arkansas defense after the gain of 12. Smith, Jones, Thomas, and Tenarius Wright up front. Chris Smith replaces Jake Beckett. Highsmith, Franklin, and Nelson. And in the secondary, Winston, Bennett, Thomas, Isaac Madison. First down 10 after the gain of 12. Left guard. Alonzo Highsmith, yes. his son.
The last 3 years, all wins by Alabama. They've averaged running the ball 230 yards. That must be stopped. They're not even going to put pressure on McCarron if they can't stop the run between the tackles.
DeAndrew White, another of the speedsters now. Bell and White have both seen early action here. That's White, top of the screen. They'll try the sweep. Richardson has to cut it back inside. Brad Smelly tried to give him a block and couldn't do so.
Well, he shared time with the Heisman Trophy winner Mark Ingram, but when you look at this guy, he's got it all. Power, balance, desire, and he's got a passion for the game, Vern. You can see it every time you watch him play. It just jumps out on the tape.
Loss of 1 on the last play. Richardson already with 32 yards, but it will be 3rd down 8. Eddie Lacy replaces Richardson. McCarron, he'll run and come up short of the 1st down. So Tremaine Thomas, number 5, defensively for the Razorbacks, makes the tackle.
Oh man, they've already lost 1 defensive end. They can't afford to lose Tenarius Wright. I think that's number 43 down.
Yes, it is.
Jake Beckett's already missing their preseason All-American. And Tracy talked to, there's Jake. And if they lose the other bookend right, this will be tough.
I'll take a look, Gary, and see if we can determine what happened.
Trying to find him here. It looked like he was pushed right into somebody, and I don't know if he hit his head on someone's knee on the play or what.
Well, Tenarius Wright is the injured Arkansas Razorback. Time has been called. We'll be right back. LG, as a proud NCAA corporate partner, presents great SEC rivalries.
It's all about tailgating, flag waving, drink shaking, face making. Touchdown, Alabama! Fast talking, no mistake. It's Alabama spiritual, ritual kind of passion. All day, it's the way Saturday in the South.
Life's good. In the SEC, Alabama leads the series 11-8. The first 2 meetings, both in the Sugar Bowl. They have met annually since 1992. And here is Tenarius Wright, and Cade Foster is on. They're going to try this from 54 yards. Foster. McCarron.
Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe not.
Remember, a penalty here is no big deal for Alabama.
On 4th and 4, McCarron. Oh, he's got a man wide open. He's got it caught at the 10. It's Michael Williams for the touchdown.
What a trick play.
Second TD of the year for Williams, and McCarron flipped it right into his arms. He was open by about 4 yards. Now the extra point. Jeremy Shelley. Crimson Tide take it 80 yards to open the game, and the gadget play worked brilliantly.
When they shifted up, they left Williams uncovered, so he was obviously an eligible receiver. Watch him shift up, and then Williams right there is not covered. Now you put someone in motion, Arkansas gets confusing, forgets to cover the tight end. Oh, he came across the other way. That's my fault. He was on the opposite side of the formation.
With Brad Smelly, who went left to right, Nick Saban says, that's not a bad way to start the game.
One more try of trying to find, like Arkansas tried to find, the tight end. He's right here on the opposite side. They clear across and bring Williams underneath the formation in a sneak. A very well-designed play. Everybody goes one direction. McCarron rolls and throws back. Perfect throw. Nobody, including yours truly, had any idea where he was.
I didn't see him either. Williams with his second touchdown catch of the season. Had one at Penn State in that big Alabama win. Kate Foster will kick off for the Crimson Tide. The two deep men, Dennis Johnson, who has been injured all of last year, didn't play in the first two games. He's number 33 to the right. And to the left, Marquell Wade, number 1, who has a kickoff return for a touchdown for the Hogs earlier in the year. Johnson has it at the 17-yard line. And this is good field position now for Arkansas. And let's get an update from Tracy on Tenarius Wright.
Well, Vern, you saw him going to the locker room. It looks to be his left wrist or his left hand. Arkansas does not provide injury information until halftime, but right now they'll have to be without their 2 starting defensive ends, guys.
Tracy, thank you. Tyler Wilson, his first road start in the SEC. 5 defensive backs. Alabama, we expect to see this nickel defense almost all day. Wilson, he's got to complete after the 41-yard line. Wilson from Greenwood, Arkansas, sat behind Ryan Mallett. He's a 4th-year junior, 69% completion. And he is really self-confident. He's a heck of a player. Second down. Ronnie Wingo is the deep back. Wingo. Remember last year when he scored on the second play in this game?
Well, not this year. Jesse Williams, big defensive tackle, grabbed him from behind.
And the lineup is presented by Chick-fil-A. Smothers, Cook, Swanson, Bailey, and Freeman, 2 new offensive tackles for Arkansas. And here's the wide receivers, Kobe Hamilton, Joe Adams having a terrific year. 5 wides now.
And Hightower and Upshaw are the 2 defensive ends. One of the 2 is matched up against a true freshman, Smothers.
Smothers at left tackle.
He's got Upshaw then.
Time was called. Crowd here can get a little noisy. Time called. It's a regional Sunday, the NFL on CBS tomorrow. The league game early, Houston at New Orleans. And the league game in the late slot, New York Jets at Oakland. The NFL on CBS, and it all begins tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time with the NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. 6 defensive backs in now. The dime package for the Alabama Crimson Tide. 3rd and 10. Blitz. Wilson steps up. It's caught, but far short of the first down. The catch made by Chris Bragg, number 80, and the All-American Mark Barron was there to stop him.
Yeah, I got the feeling on that one that Arkansas felt it was a long yardage situation and didn't want to stress their line early in the game. Didn't want to give up a big sack and have their young offensive line lose a little confidence, so they just fired a quick one and thought they might get a broken tackle, but they didn't.
Now Dylan Breeding, who was out of Hoover High School, a suburb of Birmingham, is on to punt. And Marquise Mays is the deep man. Return is on all the way. And a good Breeding punt to the 10-yard line. Here's Mays, though. Looks for a block and gets one. And then a big tackle made by Grant Cook, number 72. 51-yard punt, 10 on the return. Michael Williams touchdown as Alabama in the lead. Opening drive of the ball game, a quick strike by Alabama.
And I think they showed everybody just more of the same of what Alabama does. They pound the ball, and this time they finished with a trick play. Now I gotta say, Arkansas went defense safe. They were looking for something, they just got confused and couldn't find them.
Michael Williams with the touchdown catch, 37 yards from A.J. McCarron. And now Alabama with a 7-0 lead opens at the 20. And it's Trent Richardson back in as a tailback, play action. Marquise Mays gets a great block from Anthony Steen, number 61.
Well, the whole talk about this year's version of Alabama is who would replace Julio Jones. Well, Mays and Hanks are two veteran receivers that have made a lot of big plays for Alabama.
That was a gain of 17 on first down. Here's McCarron going left, drilled it. And it, whoa, boy, the helmet comes flying on the secondary hit. Ouch. Catch made by Darius Hanks.
Short throw, hit, oh boy, that was very fortunate. He was taken down. That could have been a helmet to his head without a helmet on.
8.5 to go, opening quarter from Tuscaloosa. Here's McCarron. Little quick screen out to the right side, and nothing doing on this one. As Greg Gatson, number 28, was up there defensively and stopped Marquise Mays.
Well, Arkansas is going to have to settle down here. They've got to, that was a big blow. That was right, first round TK out right to the mat there.
Right.
So now you've also lost a defensive end. Two out of your defensive ends. They need to survive the first quarter.
3rd and 7. 2 wides to the left, and Eddie Lacy has replaced Richardson. And Gary, you said the other day they had thunder and lightning last year with Ingram, and now it's...
Yeah, they got thunder now.
Lacy with 162 yards last week. And he gets the handoff, cuts it back a little bit to the left. And that is going to be 2 yards short of the first down.
Yeah,
Lacy with Waskier.
No, that's okay, Vern. They had 42 Chris Smith and D.D. Jones, the two defensive ends that time. D.D. Jones is a part-time defensive tackle, part-time defensive end.
4th down, 1. Marquell Wade and Joe Adams, both now. Marquell Wade hurries off. Interesting. And the punt return now. Jericho Nelson, number 31, the linebacker, has gone back. Here's the punt, nice high. This should be a fair catch. Oh, it hit the helmet.
Yeah, hit the helmet.
Alabama player.
Yeah, it'll be dead right there where it hit his helmet. On the 21-yard line.
Daquan Menzie, number 24.
And then Mark Foffer. That was a big stop for Arkansas. Again, Arkansas stayed with their regular defense on the field that time. That's why you had Nelson back. He's a slash type player, Vern, a linebacker safety type.
Right.
And you can see it hit Nancy right there.
I'm going to avoid the obvious here. Just pass.
Well, it's, you know, you're down there, you're fighting guys. There's nothing Menzie can do about that. That's just the luck of the punt.
Kick catch interference. The kicking team, number 24. That penalty is 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
It's a big play.
You bet.
15-yard penalty.
Well, early on, we've had a lot of injuries on both sides. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
That's right, Vern. No Jake Beckett, no Tanarius Wright, and now it looks like senior cornerback Isaac Madison out right now. It looks to be a left arm injury. He remains on the sideline, guys.
All right, thank you, Trace. First down, 10. Razorbacks. Wilson has a lot of time, then he's belted as he lets it go, and the catch is made out on the right side.
They were trying to get the ball deep to Wingo that time, but Upshaw played defense the whole way, and just as he let the ball go, you can see he gets a little welcome to this Alabama defense.
Gain of 7, second down, 3. 7-0. Alabama on their opening drive. 6:10 to go, first quarter. Left side, Ronnie Wingo, missed tackle, and then they get him, but he gets a first down up near midfield. And let's introduce you to the Alabama Crimson Tide defense. Williams, Chapman, and Damian Square up front. The linebackers, Nico Johnson, Dante Hightower, and Courtney Upshaw. Boy, that's a pretty good group. And the secondary, Dre Kirkpatrick, Milner, Lester, Barron, and Menzie. And the defensive coordinator, Kirby Smart, 4th season as the leader of the defense, along with Nick Saban.
Yeah, and in this style of formations that Arkansas is running, you're going to see most of the time 5 defensive backs in the game, whether they play their nickel package or their dime package when Will Lowry, number 29, comes on the field for 6 defensive backs.
Oh boy, here's one of the really fine linebackers for Alabama, C.J. Mosley, and he's gone down.
See if we can see what happened. Comes across. Got rolled up. Looks, was it his shoulder by his own guy? I don't know.
First down 10, Razorbacks. Tyler Wilson. Toss. Wingo. Nowhere to run.
Boy, that was well defended that time.
Jarrell Harris.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Jarrell
looked
Harris
like it.
took on the block to the outside and never got knocked off his feet. Lester was also out there and turned the play back in. The safety read it extremely quick.
Loss of 2, second down 12. Wingo is the deep back. Obviously, every Arkansas fan knows that Niall Davis, the outstanding running back, out for the year with an injury. Here's Wilson, short. Another double team tackle. Ronnie, Robert Lester, and Dante Hightower. Greg Childs with the catch, still hampered by a knee injury.
Well, it was 2 years ago in this game that Hightower went down. And, you know, this year I can see, watching practice and just watching him out there, it looks to me like he's back to his 2009 form.
Hampered by a knee brace most of last year, not as effective as he had been. Now it's third down. Wilson across the middle, caught. That's Greg Childs, number 85, one of that quartet of receivers that Gary discussed when we came on the air.
He's such a veteran receiver. He sets his defender up to the outside and creates space for the throw, and Wilson shows you why. He was also offered a scholarship by Alabama. He was a highly thought of quarterback coming out of high school.
Here's Wilson. Left side. Nice. And the catch is made by Joe Adams, number 3. Wilson is now 6 of 6. Remember, a year ago we did the Arkansas-Auburn game, and Ryan Mallett injured. Wilson came on, threw for 332 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's a very gifted athlete. Played baseball. 6 defensive backs now in for the Crimson Tide. Left side, Joe Adams tries to get to the right side, and the foot race is Adams. What a run after the catch.
Now, I didn't even think Joe Adams. Now, anybody who watches tape knows how good Joe Adams is. But I didn't even think Joe Adams had the speed to get around the whole Alabama defense as he reversed his field. The quick screen was stopped right on the get-go. And then he said, I got to give ground. I bet Bobby Petrino was saying no, but it was a yes.
Here's Wilson in trouble. Heaves it out. Oh, my goodness. It was intended for Jarius Wright. And Milner almost was able to get the tip ball.
Here's a little quirk of a statistic for you, Vern. The last 4 SEC losses by Alabama in the SEC championship game to Florida, and then last year South Carolina, LSU, and Auburn, all threw the ball very few times, 20. It's really not Arkansas style, though. They have to do what they do.
Wilson perfect so far. 7 of 7 after he missed the opening pass. Not perfect.
Whoa, gashed him.
Up the middle.
Gashed him.
Touchdown, Arkansas. Ronnie Wingo, 26 yards.
Penalty on the play, though. It's going to come back, I think.
Whoa.
Holding. Offense, number 79. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
That's Grant Freeman, the right tackle.
Well, Freeman and Smothers flap, so they could be on either side. I think he's on the left side this time. He comes in, you could see it very clearly. Stuck his arm out and made the play.
He held Trey DePriest, and this is not a good sign for the Alabama Crimson Tide. C.J. Mosley, second down. 3 wides to the left, 1 to the right. Wilson.
Watch out.
Oh, boy. Catch made by Marquell Wade, who lobs it back to the official. He knew he took a good pop, and none the worse for it.
Yeah, he was the short slot that time, and Wilson knew it was a zone. Everybody knew it was a zone, and Wade knew he was going to get hit. He held on to the ball. 3rd and long, though.
Dennis Johnson alongside Wilson. 3rd and 11. Got it! First down, Razorbacks. Jarius Wright, number 4.
Yeah, Jarius Wright. See, here's the veteran receivers that Arkansas has. They've been through the wars, and they've played on the road in some big games. Wright, a beautiful pattern. Watch him start out, fake out, and then right back in. He just leaves the Bama player just standing there. I think it was Menzie that time. And a first down on 3rd and long. Boy, if you can handle the 3rd and longs against Alabama, you got a chance to win a game.
Dennis Johnson remains in. 1st and 10. Fires it short. Boom. Jarius Wright, Dre Kirkpatrick.
Now, I was at practice Thursday, and I saw this play run about 10 times. And every time, Kirby Smart and Nick Saban said, just be patient. He's going to come across the formation and be ready to lay him out, and they did.
2nd down 9, 13th play of the drive, and the red zone stats presented by Verizon. Arkansas perfect this year. 10 touchdowns, 3 field goals inside the 20. Wilson now 10 of 11. Got a man open. It's Dennis Johnson, Razorback touchdown.
Boy, you can just see why everybody talks about Petrino being as good as there is and being able to get his weapons open. He dialed 7 or 8 different receivers from different spots in the formation to pressure this Alabama defense, and Tyler Wilson was perfect. He made all the reads. He avoided the sacks. That was a nice drive.
14 plays in the drive. The touchdown for the running back. Here's Zach Hopper, and we are tied.
How about this? Petrino has all these receivers, so he goes with 2 tight ends, and he's going to slide the back into the flat. 2 tight ends on the play. Where's all the receivers? Catches Alabama napping a bit. Easy throw to the outside. Well, Vern, they called it a chess match. 1 move by Saban on the fake field goal. 1 move here by Bobby Petrino on this drive.
Very impressive drive for Bobby Petrino and the Razorbacks. 7-7 is the score with 1:18 to go opening quarter.
And especially for Arkansas now, they have to feel good. Remember, 2 years ago we were here, and they had stage fright in this game. And Petrino after the game was very upset that Arkansas didn't play their real game. It looks like they're showing up today.
As we mentioned, Alabama has won 4. That game was a 35-7 Alabama victory last year in Fayetteville. The Razorbacks led until late in the game. Lester had an interception that set up the winning touchdown. And this one's through the end zone. It'll come back out to the 20-yard line. Monday, on CBS. See why Two Broke Girls is TV's #1 new show. Two Broke Girls moves to its regular time after How I Met Your Mother Monday. Only CBS. $101,000 plus Bryant-Denny Stadium on the campus in Tuscaloosa. McCarron had the touchdown toss on the fake field goal, 4th and 4 on the opening drive. He hit Michael Williams for a 37-yard touchdown. That's the first quarter touchdown allowed by Alabama in the last 8. Flag.
Snap infraction. Offense number 73. 5 yards. First down.
William Vlahos, the center, the veteran center for Alabama, senior from Mountain Brook, Alabama.
And the biggest change for the Alabama offensive line is Barrett Jones not playing right guard. He's playing left tackle this year.
Right. This is Lacey going left. And let's check in with Tracy Wolfson on C.J. Mosley.
Well, guys, we knew it would be a physical game. Now Alabama linebacker C.J. Mosley out for the game with a right elbow injury.
Game of attrition, isn't it? A lot of early injuries in this one. 2nd down, 12. Eddie Lacy among the 3 wide receivers now to the right side. McCarron looking that direction. He'll have to tuck it and run it, and it'll be, well, he was looking that way.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He wanted to go to the crossing route that time, but it was defended real well inside. Jerry Franklin, the middle linebacker, just was looking up the crossing route, and he could not throw it. A much more experienced defense. Bobby Petrino says, it's my best defense at Arkansas. We're better, we're bigger, and we're faster than we've ever been.
And so much emphasis on the offensive weapons for the Razorbacks that one tends to overlook. But they can, here comes the blitz up the middle. McCarron gets a block. Yes, it was. And Kenny Bell, number 7, gets the catch. We chatted with Jim McElwain, the offensive coordinator, yesterday, and he said they have high hopes for Bell and DeAndrew White. There's Jim McElwain to the left.
Yeah, he's a little upset because it was a completed ball, but short of the first down. That's a little bit of experience that Bell needs to bring to the table. Ran a good route, was a perfect throw by McCarron, but short of the first down.
That's the end of the first. 4th down for the Crimson Tide. 7-7 the score. And we'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome all of you back to Bryant-Denny Stadium on the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson. And the view from overhead on this beautiful afternoon. It's 4th down, and Alabama will punt.
Maybe.
Yes. Well, in Arkansas,
I'm going to watch a little more closely.
Okay. 4th and 1. Yes. Now 2 men back. Fair catch is called and taken at the 25-yard line. So the Razorbacks get the ball, having gone the distance, and I thought Tyler Wilson was really terrific.
Yeah, you know, that was the question mark. Could Wilson come in here with this pressure? You know Arkansas has weapons, and they're experienced weapons. But I think message to Alabama and Nick Saban, they're going to have to score some points in this football game. And I think you'll see the play calling be very aggressive as we go on, because Arkansas showed they can throw the ball.
Did they ever? 10 of 11 for the ball game. And here comes Tyler Wilson. By the way, he was recruited by Alabama. Major Applewhite was here at the time. Here's the play action. Wilson looks back to his left. He's under pressure, throws it short, and it is caught. And that's going to be another first down as Ronnie Wingo catches it as a safety valve.
You know what you like when you're watching Tyler Wilson is he never seems to be out of sync. Even when it breaks down a bit, he knows where his checkdowns are, and that's what you mentioned earlier, Vern. The thing that you got to know is it may be his first start, you know, but he's 4 years in the program.
Right. He came in with the freshman class that includes the 3 outstanding wide receivers. Draw play. Wingo. Well, let's take a look at Tyler Wilson.
Yeah, and what he's going to have to do, and what he does real well, is get in, pick a guy, and throw the ball. This is what you have to do against the Nick Saban blitz packages. He's used to it. Get the ball, pick out a guy, throw the ball. Know where your check downs. Don't let that Alabama defense get fired up with sacks.
Here's the pass, deep right side. Incomplete. Dre Kirkpatrick defending, and Kobe Hamilton a little slow getting up.
Yeah, I think inside Dante Hightower put a shot on. Yes, it was. Oh my. Now you know you're playing as a starter in the SEC after one of those shots.
Well, I think any questions about Wilson's toughness.
No, that's over.
Yep.
That's over.
6 DBs for Alabama again. Underneath, crossing route. Catch is made short of the first down at the 44-yard line as Julian Horton, number 2. They employ so many receivers.
Yeah, Julian Horton, that wasn't just an easy crossing route, but how about the ability of Hightower? He just hit Wilson on the play before, and then he chased down the receiver Horton on that play. That's why you have scouts drooling. and by the way, he's 6'4", 240, 250. I mean, he's a big man.
Marquise Mays is back at the 10-yard line to return the anticipated punt of Dylan Breeding. High. Marquise Mays runs under it, diving catch.
Yeah, nice play though. See,
yeah.
he might have saved 15 yards on that because that ball could have hit and rolled down to the 5-yard line.
35-yard punt, nothing on the return time call. We'll be right back. Arkansas and Alabama tied 7-7 here early second quarter. What you're looking at is part of the devastation that was caused by the tornado that hit on April 27th. Back in the spring, it devastated the city of Tuscaloosa, killed 43 people, including 6 University of Alabama students. More than 7,200 homes and businesses were lost. The Alabama football team played an immediate role in the recovery process. Players and coaches helped search for survivors, serve meals, and rebuild houses, helping bring a degree of comfort to this community.
I was really pleased with the way our team responded to support the people who always supported us.
There are more important things in football, you know, and there are more important things than what we do on Saturdays. You know, the most important thing is people.
I'm really proud to be, you know, from Alabama because of the way the people in Alabama and all over the United States and the Southeast has responded to help this community.
You can see on the field on both sides this commemorative houndstooth representation. It's there to commemorate the loss of the 43 fatalities from this vicious tornado. First down and 10 at the 21. A.J. McCarron. And quarterback play action. Goes deep. He's got Marquise Mays and overthrows him by just a yard. Well, so many people throughout the state, but locally pitched in. On the left is Ann Gibson, our caterer, who provided free meals. In the middle, Jeff White, one of our senior video technicians. And on the right, Pete Trice, who is a junior at Alabama. They represent some of the people who continue to help. In the case of Ann Gibson, free meals for a long time. Jeff drove over from his home in Atlanta to help, and Pete Trice, a member of the Deke fraternity, Delta Kappa Epsilon, he and other fraternity and sorority members served 52,000 hot meals in a week. Big play. Big man. Trent Richardson. And he does not go down easily.
That offensive line for Alabama, they're asked to play the power game. Watch them stretch your Barrett Jones, number 75, an All-American. Watch him double team, take him down, and move to the next level. It has been big plays by Alabama against Arkansas. 9 plus 20-yard plays they've had for touchdowns against Arkansas in the last 3 seasons.
First down, and Lacey is in. He gets the handoff. Steps out of a tackle and uses his big frame to bang his way. Well, thunder and thunder, Gary.
Yeah, they're both about the same size. They both pound you, and they break tackles. First it was Richardson. Not many broken tackles there because it was so well blocked. But on this one, watch Lacey sidesteps and then runs right over a defensive lineman that time. Straight in.
Another first down. Second down. Beg your pardon. McCarron in trouble. Flips it out to Richardson. How about that? Heads up play. McCarron. Richardson provided a block and then slipped out about 2 yards to the right side, a gain of 12.
Modern day football, wherever you line up, you don't stay there. Richardson's on one side and watch him sweep to the other side. McCarron knows he's there. That's a well-coached player. He knew that where his outlet was going to be over there, and he went to him at the last second.
That is a first down inside the 30. Lacey is in the backfield. And he gets the handoff. Big hole. Looked for the stiff arm, but a nice tackle. Really well done by Greg Gatson, number 28. He saved a touchdown.
This offensive line may be a bit more physical than last year's. Womack is going to come around, and they're going to follow the big left guard, Chance Womack. Black down. Fluker gets a good block. Womack comes around and just gets his running back for a 9-yard plus gain.
Second down, 1-7-7 game, 10:35 to go. I think a ball slipped off the sidelines. DeAndrew White and Brandon Gibson are the two wide receivers to the left. Look at the rushing yards so far.
Yeah, I think Arkansas is just going to have to be what they be, and that's they're a be and throwing team. They be a throwing team.
Lacey. Now let's go back to the studio for a John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brenda.
Vern, Gary, don't sleep on Georgia in the East. Aaron Murray had a big day in Oxford, 17 of 26, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing. And with no Alabama, no LSU, and no Arkansas on that remaining schedule, they'll still be a factor in the SEC's Eastern Division. Back to you.
Tim, I agree. I think so many of the fans were discontented when they opened 0-2, but they played Boise State and South Carolina and had a very good chance to salvage the season and make something special out of it still. Richardson to the 10. You know, Bobby Petrino was saying to us yesterday in the conference call, Gary, that he meant no disrespect to Mark Ingram a year ago, but he thought Richardson was really a valuable cog for this offense.
Well, I don't blame him considering he broke their back 2 years ago with a 6 missed tackle play for a touchdown. I'll bet he remembers that one every night.
We do too.
Yes.
Second down and 7 at the 10. Barrett Robbins still at left tackle. He was a 2-year starter at right guard, but he plays every position along the line. And McCarron, somebody slipped in unimpeded from the right side. Alonzo Highsmith made the tackle, but Chris Smith almost arrived before there could be an offensive move.
Well, the one thing you see Arkansas doing is they're playing a lot of bodies at the defensive line. And that's the one thing that Bobby and Willie Robinson told us. We're deeper than we've ever been. Now, I don't think they want to lose their 2 stars, but it's a good thing they have some depth up there.
3rd and 10, 7-7 game. Darius Hanks comes in motion to the near side. Here's McCarron stepped up. He's got the relief man. It's Richardson. A battle. You're not going to get him down. I swear he can bounce off bodies like few in the country. Tremaine Thomas did stop him short of the goal.
Pressure from the outside from Chris Smith, and he kind of shot puts it over to Richardson, and Richardson, his knee's going to come down before he scores that time, but Tremaine Thomas is going, I don't really want to take on this guy many more times like that.
224 pounds.
Looks like they're going to review it.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty definitive.
Yep.
It's under further review.
Looked like his knee clearly hit the ground.
You know, that's a tough one for Arkansas, and a great play by A.J. McCarron. Chris Smith, number 42, put pressure on, and he dumped it to a pretty friendly guy in Trent Richardson.
Now you see the enlarged photo of and on the goal line. There's the knee. There's the reach.
Yeah, about the 1.5, right?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
Replay official today, excuse me, is Mike McGinnis.
I think they're going to move the ball back. When you freeze it right as he touches, right there, the ball's about at the 1.5 to 1 yard line.
Well, maybe the 2, huh?
Yeah, right there at the 2, from the 2 to the 1.5. I think you're right, Vern. That's a little late.
Yeah.
That's a little late.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Now, you know what I think in this is you're only allowed to adjust the ball on first down plays. It was only whether he scored or not. I don't know if they're allowed to move the ball back as we see another player going off. Is that Lacey?
It is.
Because he clearly had his knee down between the 1.5 and 2,
yeah.
didn't he?
Yes, he did.
We'll have to check with Steve Shaw on that and find out if the replay official has the ability to move it back. I'm not real clear on that.
Steve Shaw, the director of officials for the SEC. Bobby Petrino.
There's a big difference from the 1.5 yard line and the half-yard line right here.
Richardson. Quarterback sneak.
That puts the sneak in the game.
Ooh, I thought he crossed the line, but they do not so indicate.
He had the ball somewhere in his stomach area. You know, you don't really want to reach it out and risk a fumble, I guess, especially on first down.
11th play of the drive, 2nd down and goal. Fullback is in for Alabama. That's Delson Fowler. And again denied.
Now you're seeing that half yard is even bigger now. Oh, he got great penetration inside. I'm not sure exactly who it was. That one wasn't a score. It was the linebacker that time, wasn't it? From the secondary. Could have been Alonzo Highsmith.
Richardson behind the line. Whoa, how about that goal line stand?
What kind of penetration?
Alonzo Highsmith first there.
This was about as poorly blocked as you could do on a running play. Just an isolation power play to the right side. No one at the point of attack. That had to be a busted assignment. You don't let the middle of defensive line free like that. That was a busted assignment.
And so, with 4 cracks from the 1.5, on the 4th one, they'll settle for the field goal attempt. By the way, we did hear from Steve Shaw, and he said they do have the power to correct the spot. They just did not on that play.
Well, you know what? It didn't make any difference, but it could have.
CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot SEC will continue after this word from your local station. Alabama 10-7 now, and it's time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success.
Well, I don't know if there's any better tool for success than a goal line stand, especially on the road. First down play, very close, and from there it went backwards. Highsmith on second down, and then again when you're trying to pull, Highsmith again gets the penetration and turns it out and cleaned up on the inside. Boy, that is very, very good for a defensive line to handle that. Remember, well, first and inches, a half yard for a touchdown.
Alonzo Highsmith leading the defensive surge. And instead of 7, Alabama settles. Look at that. The first 9 plays, they covered 75 yards. The last 4, nada, and they settled for a field goal. Here's the kick, and it's taken by Dennis Johnson, number 33. Oh, boy.
Vern, we did get a report from Steve Shaw back in the headquarters that they could have moved that ball back. They chose not to. I thought it was clear that the ball could have been at the 1.5-yard line, but you know, they ended up running the ball up the middle, and it worked out for Arkansas at least.
Well, and we're told that they did not. They chose not to move it because it was not egregious. I never thought egregious would work its way into the broadcast. I'm glad that it did, but whatever.
And there's Drake Kirkpatrick again. He has really improved his game as a physical football player. He came out of high school probably a 170-pound player. He's a 195-pound player now and a star at his position at corner.
Take a look at Ronnie Wingo. He got 2 at 2nd down and 8. Three wides to the left. Wilson goes left all the way, and it's overthrown and incomplete. As we expected, Alabama facing this sometimes 3, sometimes 4 wideout offense.
Upshaw and Wilson were really chatting at each other.
Alabama has, there's Courtney Upshaw. Another outstanding.
Oh, yeah. When he was healthy last year, he might have been as good a pass rusher as there was in college football. He had that high ankle sprain. He's healthy this year.
3rd and 8. Timeout, Arkansas. They have 1 remaining. Time called, 10-7, Alabama. Gorgeous pictures of Bryant-Denny Stadium and aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS Sports, provided by Southwest Airlines. How about Tyler Wilson's day?
Well, he was one of the question marks. Could he come on the road against this defense and be a rhythm passer? I say yes. 13 for 16, 93 yards. Not big yards, a touchdown, but no big sacks or miscues so far. Just a huge play. His defense is worn down a little bit with that long drive. He needs a first down here.
3 wides to the left on 3rd and 8. See what Alabama plans. Blitz from the outside. Intercepted. This is Dequan Menzie, touchdown. A 25-yard pass interception returned for a touchdown.
Wilson threw this ball with a lot of authority, but he and the receiver were not on the same page.
Shelley out of McCarron's hold. The kick is up, and the try is good.
Wilson thought the outside receiver to the top was going to keep coming on a slot. He did not, and that was an easy interception. Watch right here. The receiver stops. The ball is just overthrown. They were not in the same page at all. He missed him by about 2.5 yards that time. And Menzie gets the ball. And at the end of this play, Upshaw reintroduces himself to Wilson. Wilson's chasing him down. Remember they had the little jaw a little bit before?
Yes.
Wilson's chasing him down, and Upshaw finds him and plants him at the goal line right there.
Tim Brando in New York. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Derek Dooley, Spencer and I will get you caught up on all of the action, including Georgia Tech gets to 4-0 for the first time since they shared the national title in 1990. Tevin Washington taking in the game winner. Now let's get you back out to Tuscaloosa.
Thank you, Tim. 17-7 Alabama with 10 points in 57 seconds. Dequan Menzie with his first career interception. You think he'll ever forget it? Here is the kickoff. 17-7, 4:38 to go. Johnson again, the deep back. And he'll take a knee. It'll come out to the 20. Gary, take us through the TV.
Yeah, these moving defenses, Vern, they don't promise to stand still. Menzie's inside, and then he shifts out. Tyler Wilson thinks he's got an easy throw. Watch Menzie shift out to the outside. He throws the ball into the hole, overleads it. Menzie tips it to himself. I don't think Childs ever saw the ball.
That looked a little bit like Karch Karai in a volleyball play.
Yeah, that was
tipped it up. Yep.
And Wilson was throwing it exactly where he wanted to. That was a miscommunication.
Karch Karai, for those of you who don't follow volleyball, was a captain of the 84. Here's a reverse. Joe Adams going left, and he is nailed for a loss all the way back at the 11. Milner.
Boy, you talk about reading a play quickly. D. Milner snuffs it out right. It's a reverse all the way. He stays home and attacks it on the left side right there and makes the play. What a wonderful play by a corner safety type player for this Alabama defense.
Loss of 7. 4 wides. They'll try to run it and get nowhere.
Alabama has all 3 timeouts too.
Arkansas has only 1 left.
Yeah, I don't think they want to use it.
No, no.
They'd like to get out of the half.
Get me to the house.
Yes.
Big edge statistically for Alabama. Wilson with some pressure.
That was a big catch right there. It was behind.
Jarius Wright make the grab, number 4, but it's 4th down. And the Crimson Tide will get it back. And this predominantly Crimson Tide crowd shows its appreciation. Marquise Mays, Dylan Breeding, the Hoover High School product. There's Mays, number 4.
Plenty of time. Went for the block, didn't they?
Yeah. Mays with a fair catch at the 39, so terrific field position for the Crimson Tide, a 40-yard punt. How about this defensive effort by
Well, you know, Bert, it's not just schemes in a chess match. There's a lot of big hitting out here. This is a physical Alabama defense from every angle, whether it's Hightower, the defensive line, or the corners and the safeties. They are hitting and laying out people. You put the package together with great players, and Kirby Smart, as you see him right there working his huddle, he's getting exactly what he wants.
First down, 10. Kirby Smart will be a head coach. It's just a matter of when it happens. First down and 10. McKellen across the middle, caught. Marquise Mays. And now Red Lobster presents today's Scholar Athlete, and it is Trent Richardson. GPA of 3.3, major in business real estate, twice an academic honor roll selection, and he was very active along with many of his teammates in the tornado relief effort. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future shown today by donating $1,000 to Alabama's General Scholarship Fund. Richardson. Nothing.
I think you can see the strategy from Nick here. He knows he's got a young quarterback. He's got a 10-point lead. He gets it out of the half, doesn't want to make a big mistake late at the end of this half right here. And remember, Arkansas gets the ball to start the second half also. So he's bleeding the clock down.
And I would guess nothing chancy on 3rd and 9. They'll bunch it up. Now Smelly, Hanks, Mays all go to the right side, leaving one receiver to the left. McCarron pumps once. There is no flag, and it will be 4th down. Darius Hanks, the intended receiver. 86 seconds to go, and again the Razorbacks with only one timeout left.
Thought the offensive line for Alabama did a nice job there with protection. McCarron had time to throw the ball, but really nobody open on the play.
And so 4th down. Marquell Wade and Joe Adams go deep, both of them. Adams has returned 2 for touchdowns this year. On punt returns, Marquell Wade, as we mentioned, has a kickoff return for a TD. Cody Mandel, short punt. And a gamble of sorts at the 33-yard line. 29-yard punt, 3 on the return. Well, we're going back to New York for the Geico halftime report. Tim and Spencer and our guest coach, Derek Dooley, in the studio. I did notice he had the orange-colored tie. I'm guessing he's not wearing the orange-colored slacks.
No, he saves that for the game.
Yep.
I will say, when you watch the tape of Alabama and then you watch them in person, they just don't give you the easy throws. You have to earn every throw.
Quick flip. How about that defensive effort? My goodness, Dre Kirkpatrick.
Yep. Good athletes, highly recruited athletes, in a very dynamic scheme. And you know the other thing about Alabama, there's a lot of competition to stay on the field. There's backups that want on the field too, and if you don't play with this intensity level, you may not stay out there.
Mark Barron came in to help. 2nd down and 13. Wilson comes near side. What a pop.
Yeah,
Dre Kirkpatrick.
We talked about him earlier. He's a shutdown corner, and now he's gotten to be a big shutdown corner.
Ouch. Jarius Wright took the pop in the back and held on to the ball. 3rd and 13. 89 yards total. Wilson just can't find the soul open. So it'll be 4th down with 38 seconds to go.
Well, last time Alabama went for the block. Now let's see if they can try to, this time they're going to try to set up a return for Mays.
It was Vinny Sunseri who almost got back and blocked the last punt. Here's Marquise Mays. Dylan Breeding on to punt again. This will be his 4th effort of the first half.
Turn is on.
Yes, indeed. Nice high punt. Marquise Mays lost his helmet. Somebody did. It was not Mays. It was one of the defenders. 45-yard punt, 11 on the return, and 26 seconds to go. Elton Ford. Jericho Nelson was the guy who lost his helmet. Ford with the tackle.
Well, you can see that the Alabama defense, the more they're out there, the more they're comfortable with the speed of the Arkansas passing game. They've adjusted now, and they're starting to make the plays on defense. Need about 30 yards here for a field goal. Let's see how aggressive they are with a very short 26 seconds to go and all 3 timeouts.
Well, out of the gun. They will throw it on first. They've got the man. to the right side. It's Marquise Mays, and he leans out. Timeout called with 17 seconds to go. So there's 11 of the 30. Alabama, 2 timeouts remaining. Two place kickers for Alabama, both warming up. Jeremy Shelley, whose season long is 37 yards. He's missed his last 2 field goals. Cade Foster's career long is 49. So if they get in position, we'll see which one gets the call. Marquise Mays. High snap. Good block from Richardson. McCarron. Loose ball, but he falls down, and that might do it.
Yeah, Nick has looked at the clock and said, I don't want to run another one. Let's get out of here.
Alabama scored on the opening drive. They went 80 yards and got the touchdown on a fake field goal. Arkansas put together a terrific drive to tie it up. And then after they had a goal line stand that led to an Alabama field goal, DeQuan Menzie intercepted his first pass of his career at Alabama, returned it for a touchdown, and it's 17-7. Let's go down to Tracy with Coach Petrino.
Thanks so much, Coach. Your quarterback, his first big road test against this Alabama defense. How would you assess his performance so far?
Well, he had a real nice drive for a touchdown there in the first quarter. We come back in the second quarter. We got to keep our poise, protect him more, and make plays after the catch.
We saw Tanaris Wright go down, Isaac Madison struggling or without Jake Beckett. How much do those injuries on the defense concern you?
We don't worry about things like that. We just got to go.
I think he was ready to go to the huddle, to the locker room. That's the end of the first half, 17-7. Now let's go to Tim Brando in our New York studio.
Okay, Vern, coming up on the Geico halftime report, Derek Dooley, Spencer, and I will have all the action, including 7 games matching unbeatens today. We'll tell you who's staying that way after this word from your local station.
Bryant-Denny Stadium on the campus of the University of Alabama. 101,000 plus on hand. And Alabama leads at 17-7. The Razorbacks will get the ball to start the third quarter. Cade Foster will kick off. The 2 deep men, Marquell Wade and Dennis Johnson. This is short and will be returned from the 10 by Johnson, but only up to the 25-yard line. And so this predominantly dominant defense for Alabama gets back on the floor.
Yeah, I think, Vern, what happened in this game is Alabama found the pace of the game. They had 3 pretty easy games for their defense. I think once Arkansas started to show the speed necessary, Alabama made the adjustments. You know, Wilson started out 12 for 13 and ended up 3 for 7 for an interception. The big plays went to Alabama. The fake field goal and the interception.
On first down, here's Wingo going right, cutting back, breaking a tackle, and moving all the way out to the 33-yard line, just short of the first down.
Well, now remember, if you're an Arkansas fan, last year, Vern, the score was flopped. It was Arkansas 17-7 at half, and Alabama came back to win the game.
24-20, the final in that one. Here's Wilson on second down and 1. Wilson comes to his left, now being chased, fires short, and it's caught by Chris Gregg, number 80. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, before the end of the first half, Alabama running back Eddie Lacy went into the locker room with turf toe. He spent the first few minutes here on the sideline explaining to his teammates exactly what happened. I was told they do expect him back in the game, guys.
All right, Tracy, thank you. First down and 10 on that pass to Chris Gregg. One of 3 Razorbacks on this team from Warren, Arkansas. Town of 6,000 down in the southern part of the state. Flag. Looked like Jason Peacock.
Yeah, I was just going to make that note as you see the 5-yard penalty.
Number 71. 5 yards for the previous
One of the
slide.
talking points
First
going
down.
into this game by the Alabama players was Mitch Smothers, a freshman, a true freshman who's going to be at tackle spot. It looks like at halftime Jason Peacock has come in and replaced him at that tackle spot.
And gets called for the illegal motion, 5-yard penalty, and it is 1st and 15. Little screen pass, left, Wingo, nailed. Lost 6 more yards. Thierry, how about trends in the first half?
Well, the biggest trend for me is that Alabama found the speed of the game on defense. Richardson is Richardson, let's face it. When he gets the ball, he makes things happen. Wilson was about what we thought, I think. You know, he made one bad throw, and it cost big time. We do know Arkansas realizes it's not preseason anymore. You can see the difference in yardage. And I thought McCarron did exactly what McElwain and Nick Saban want from his quarterback. No big mistakes, move the chains, high percentage.
Wingo in motion, Alabama with 6 DBs. Wilson gets it complete to Joe Adams, but he's brought down at the 41-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and long. It's Dre Kirkpatrick again.
Well, I'll tell you, when you watch the tapes of Joe Adams, he reminds you of Percy Harvin after he catches the ball. He's almost a running back with the ball, and he's explosive, but he has been somewhat quiet in this football game. All of the passing by Arkansas, to me, has been horizontal. Don't you think, Burton? Nothing deep in the ball game so far.
No, not a deep shot at all.
One to Kobe Hamilton, but it was thrown out of bounds.
3rd and 16. Take the draw play. Wilson under pressure again, goes deep, but he overthrows whomever the intended receiver was. Looked like Jerry is right.
I think he was throwing it away, to tell you the truth. Will Lowry with this dime package out there confused Wilson on the play. He was trying to go to the right side, and you can see not only is Petrino upset, he's upset with his offensive line. He's going, come on, you got to give our guy a little bit of time. We don't have a chance if they're going to push you right into the quarterback.
Marquise Mays is back to return it. Dylan Breeding to punt to the 15. Mays gathers it in at the 17. He's got some room. Gets a block. Breeding's got to stop him. Breeding doesn't. Now there's still a chance defensively. Look at Mays. Now he's at the 10. Cuts back. Brilliant run. Marquise Mays. It just seems like he's been here for 7 years. Wow, 83 yards. And just watch this for the pleasure of a terrific punt return. That's pretty decent stuff, Gary.
Jim McElwain said he's a flash player. He shows up and makes big plays. Another big play by this Alabama football team.
Trey DePriest got the last great block. 83-yard touchdown.
Cameras where I saw it.
CBSSports.com, Gary. It's Danielson on CBS. Following our postgame show on CBS, Gary discusses today's game and answers your questions live from the SEC on CBS Cruiser. Watch the 5th quarter at CBSSports.com Gary.
There'll be a couple questions. You're going to go with us?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's going to Atlanta?
We'll take you anywhere you want to go.
Thank you.
Now, there'll be a few questions about that, I guess.
Oh, man.
As soon as I was watching him catch that ball, you could see that Arkansas was out of their lanes. And you know what I thought about it when he was running the ball? Obviously, he's a great athlete, but he was so patient. You could see his experience just relax and make the play into the end zone.
Especially, I think, the last 20 yards.
It's amazing.
Set up his blockers and then got the blocks. Vinny Sunseri, number 3, and trade to Priest. And here's Cade Foster with the kick. Short kick again, taken at the 12 by Dennis Johnson.
Vern.
It's worth looking at again.
Yes, and as you watch this 83-yard touchdown, you think of Alabama, the gash that opens up right away, he's already to the punter. The first guy that has a chance to make it is the punter. But think about this for Alabama. Their MO is that they grind it out, right? Well, not against Arkansas. They've scored 14 touchdowns in 4 years against them. 7 of them have been more than 50 yards. Half their touchdowns have been on big plays, more than 50 yards. Another one right there, 83 yards.
24-7. And here's the handoff for a 2-yard gain. It goes to Ronnie Wingo. Well, in this game, Gary, Alabama has scored an offensive touchdown. The special teams, 2 special teams really, because they got the pass out of the fake field goal, and then the interception by Menzie. So we'll kick you a variety of ways. Second down.
Just incredible. Over half of the touchdowns have been more than 50 yards against Arkansas.
Wilson, deep.
Look at that
almost
coverage.
picked off. Yes, double coverage. It was Menzie and Mark Barron, intended for Kobe Hamilton. 3rd and 8.
There's such a premium on corners in college football. Alabama may have 3 of them, as good as anybody else in college football has 1. Menzie, Kirkpatrick, and Milner all play the technique. You know, as good as Nick's reputation is on teaching the schemes of defense, he may be better at teaching the technique in the secondary. Remember, he was Jerry Glanville's secondary coach. Glanville blitzed all the time, and he had to get his corners in the NFL to play bump and run coverage. 12 men in the huddle?
I think maybe 2 flags down.
Substitution infraction on the offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down.
Nick Saban, see the completion percentage, 1st in the NCAA, 5th in yards per game, 1st in yards per attempt. They just shine defensively, and it would appear at this point they are prevailing. It's going to take really some effort for Arkansas to get back in this. That was Courtney Upshaw.
Yes, it was.
Boy, oh boy.
He knocks him down, picks him back up, and taps him on the helmet.
Yeah.
Comes from the left side, going up this time against their senior. Grant Freeman runs right through him.
4th down.
You know, when Upshaw was healthy last year, he had that high ankle sprain. We talked about it earlier. He was a beast in some of those games when he was healthy.
Now Marquise Mays has caught his breath, and he's back to return the punt again. This time at the 15-yard line. Oh no. It looked like he might go.
He was in full stride.
I'm telling you. 24-7. Marquise Mays. That was a 21-yard return of a 54-yard punt. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by LG, Red Lobster, Allstate, and by the Home Depot. Gary nicknamed the 2 running backs for Alabama in this 24-7 game is Thunder and Thunder. The two are Trent Richardson, who's out there now, number 3, and Eddie Lacy. Look at their season stats. That's up to date. 381 to 335. One of 2 pairs of teammates averaging over. And here's the duck. Welcome to the Aflac trivia question. The last pair of running back teammates to average 100+ rush yards per game for an entire season. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I didn't get it yesterday.
No.
I know it now, but I didn't.
No, we cheated because we rehearsed it. So that's a good one. Richardson, number 3. Oh, that's a delayed handoff. That looked discombobulated. Aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS Sports, provided by Southwest Airlines.
Well, you look at this Alabama team. And remember last year, parts of that season in 2010, a lot of people thought they were the best team last year. And to give you an idea, remember they lost 4 first-round draft choices off this team.
Exactly.
Marcel Darius, Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, and James Carpenter all starting in the NFL and replaced their quarterback.
A.J. McCarron, Richardson grabs it.
Uh-oh.
See ya. Touchdown, Alabama. 61 yards.
That's 8 out of 15. I thought Trey Flowers, number 86, had a chance to intercept the ball and make it a football game. He missed it.
Now Carson Tinker is on to snap for the extra point. A.J. McCarron will hold. And Jeremy Shelley will try to tack on one more, which he does.
I'll show you. It was Trey Flowers, number 86, right here, that had a chance for this play. My machine's going crazy there. But he's the defensive end. Watch the ball go right through his hands, right to Richardson. After that, it was basically over.
Yep, Vlahos got out there to give a little bit of help. Richardson, 61-yard touchdown. (31-7) after the pass and catch from McCarron to Richardson. 31-7 Alabama. We've got 9:57 remaining in the third quarter of play.
Yeah. Vernon, everybody that makes fun of those recruiting services saying they don't know what they're. Alabama's won about the last 5 recruiting services, number ones. I think they've been pretty right. There's a lot of players on this team.
Cade Foster kicks this one. And it will be taken at the 13-yard line. Dennis Johnson. Oh, boy. Well, let's take a look at what's going on with this week's top 10 around the country. Oklahoma takes on Missouri tonight. Alabama winning here. LSU at West Virginia. Big road test for the Tigers. Boise State versus Tulsa. Tune in to CBS Sports Network tonight at 8 o'clock as the Tulsa Golden Hurricane will meet Boise State. The Broncos, that's at 8 o'clock Eastern. James Bates and Aaron Taylor with the call tonight from Idaho. Wilson again popped, but he gets it complete into the hands of Ronnie Wingo, and Mark Barron finally forces him out of bounds. But a big gain, and Wilson comes up hurt.
Yeah, every throw now, he's throwing it just as he's getting hit. Swinging outside from his blind side, actually from his right side. He was looking left. From the right side, he gets hit just as he lets the ball go. And he's not holding it. He's letting it go quick.
That was Jarrell Harris with the hit. Wilson has taken the beating back there today. That was a 39-yard gain, however. Wilson. Do you think that maybe he sensed the presence of Dante Hightower? Here's Tim Brando for this Heisman watch.
All right, Vern, Gary, don't sleep on Denard Robinson as a possible Heisman candidate today. He finished with a season-high 200 yards, leading Michigan to a win over Brady Hoke's former team, San Diego State. Now, tonight, as you mentioned, Vern, Kellen Moore on display against Tulsa in a game on CBS Sports Network, and Marcus Lattimore will lead the Gamecocks against Vanderbilt, the battle of unbeatens in the SEC. Back to you.
All right, Tim, the Nissan Heisman watch. We could add a few others, I think. Here's Wilson. Chased by Josh Chapman, who was the closest defender. That's incomplete. Out of bounds to the right side. Ronnie Wingo was the intended receiver.
I don't get the feeling this year that Arkansas is not playing their game. 2 years ago when I was here, I just felt that they just had stage fright.
Right.
This time, I don't think they feel nervous. I think they're just outmatched. Losing their two senior offensive tackles is a big part of this football game.
And of course, we've mentioned that Niall Davis, their wonderful running back, out for the year. Look at Wilson.
Man.
Wow.
That might be a touchdown. It is.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Wait until you see how Wilson threw that ball.
Kobe Hamilton caught it, and it wasn't a bad catch.
I mean, Wilson right in his face. Kobe Hamilton takes the ball up high. It's a great throw. Takes it away from Kirkpatrick. Obviously gets his feet in there. But Wilson didn't have a tenth of a second more to hold that ball.
Zach Hawker with the extra point.
Well, you can win over a lot of teammates when you do this as a quarterback. Catch first. Kobe. And watch as he lets the ball go. He just gets planted inside by Hubbard.
Adrian Hubbard. Wilson hangs in there, and then the catch. So the Razorbacks respond. 31-14. 28 million people saw part one of the 2.5 Men season premiere, and there are still more surprises left. Don't miss a new episode of TV's #1 show, Monday, only CBS. Bryant-Denny Stadium filled to capacity. Everybody dressed in red. Arkansas and Alabama, well, crimson, from Tuscaloosa. And Tyler Wilson showing some real courage. He has been popped around and made a brilliant throw to Kobe Hamilton on that last play.
Hey, you win over your teammates, but big time.
Zach Hawker will kick. Richardson and Marquise Mays are back for the Crimson Tide, and this one will be returned by Richardson. Just short of the 25-yard line.
Want to just show Mitch Smothers. Remember, the game plan was to go after the freshman. Watch what he does on this play. He's at left tackle. He's got Upshaw, a big rusher. He takes on Upshaw, but it's a fake rush. Here comes Will Lowry. He handles Lowry on the play. That's a nice job by the freshman. Hubbard comes in. Almost a helmet-to-helmet hit that time.
Sure was.
But look at that catch by Kobe Hamilton. How about the freshman on that play? A lot of stuff happening on that one play for a touchdown.
31-14 now, 8:44 to go. Here's McCarron and the Lady Lacey, who does, as Tracy Wilson predicted, does come back on the field. And I think the crowd thought there might have been a roughness call. Wasn't to be.
Vern, there was a little conversation up in the booth during the commercial whether Bobby Petrino should have gone for 2 to make it a 16-point 2-possession game. I say no. It's plenty of time, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I like the position at 17 right there.
Second down. Lacey again up to the 30, and it's going to bring up third.
Yeah, another key third down play.
You like the idea, don't go for 2 unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, yeah, but I think there's plenty of time.
Right.
The field goal's right here. You need to keep it at a field goal and 2 touchdowns.
7:50 remaining third quarter. Third down.
Alabama, what are they, 1 for 6 on third down in this football game?
Yes.
It's a big stop by the Arkansas defense.
Hanks and Mays near side, 3rd and 4. Little inside pass with Darius Hanks. He made the catch.
Right, good coverage, better throw, and a better catch. That's what you believe if you're an offensive guy. If you're an offensive guy, you say, I don't care what kind of coverage, I don't care how close they are. If we do our job, we can beat. That time it was Jericho Nelson. But if we throw it and run our route the right way, we can make it work. See, that's what the receiver, I thought, should have done on the interception. He could have gone hard across, and it wouldn't have been an interception on the play. Childs.
Out of the spread on first down. Up the middle. Alonzo Highsmith, number 45, with the tackle. Well, we, as a group, our CBS group, making our first visit back to Tuscaloosa since the tornado that struck on April 27th. It's hard to describe the destruction. It carved out a path 1.5 miles wide for 6 miles, and fundraising efforts continue now to help the healing in this town. Second down, 7. Play action. Out of the backfield.
Well defended.
No, yeah, sure was. And Gary, I think about that because each of us, you, Tracy, me,
right,
we had a chance independently to drive through the areas. And the fundraising is going to continue. There's going to be a golf tournament here, a Pro-Am on October 9th and 10th. It's called Tee It Up for Tuscaloosa, Indian Hills Country Club. A number of really good young golfers like Webb Simpson, Mark Wilson, Jason Duffner, Kevin Streeland, Jason Brown, I'm going to miss a bunch. Courtney Streelman, I beg your pardon, is putting it all together. And it's a fundraiser for the relief effort here in Tuscaloosa. There's one old guy that's going to play, Jerry Pate. Alabama.
Oh, that was almost another big play.
Whoa.
D.D. Jones that time had an opportunity. The big plays again are being made by Alabama. Remember, even on the screen pass for the touchdown, a big play could have been. Here's D.D. right there. Jones did not get that ball. But another stop. An opportunity for Arkansas to make this a football game.
And so the punting unit comes on.
Before we start, you know what struck me about the tornado destruction? How haphazard it was.
Oh.
A house standing here, right next to it, one destroyed. That scares you sometimes.
Yeah, there was a preciousness to it that was amazing to witness, to see the aftermath. Fair catch. No fair catch. Beg your pardon. It's Joe Adams. Keep in mind, he's not going to return this fucking down, but he had 2 in the opener against Missouri State. Robert Lester with the tackle. That's a 44-yard punt and a 5-yard return.
Well, we just got done talking about how it seems this year that the Arkansas team is at least playing their game. They're not making the big plays, but they don't look like they're scared out there like they were in 2009. This is a much more experienced team, and after that drive for a touchdown, I gotta believe they think with this much time they can get back in this game.
Out of the spread. That's Dennis Johnson, play action. Wilson, he's got a lot of time this time. And the catch is made by Dennis Johnson.
Well, they're going to add 15 to it.
Whoa.
Dante Hightower says, I was just trying to make the tackle. I don't look for that white line. He throws him right into Kirby Smart on the sideline, his coach.
I don't know about that.
The play was over. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 30 on the defense. That penalty is 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
It's the job of the defender to be aware where he is on the field. Hightower. Oh boy, that isn't even playground rough right there. I kind of agree with you, Vern.
Fourth penalty against the Crimson Tide. First down. And they're just short of midfield now, trailing 31-14, under 5 to go. Third quarter, 3 wides to the right side. Handed off Dennis Johnson. And he out to the 50. Well, at the beginning of this telecast, we talked about Hamilton and Adams and Wright and Childs. And you see Kobe Hamilton's 1 catch, a touchdown. And Adams and Wright with 4 each. Childs with 2.
And Greg Childs, they say he's healthy, but he does not look to me like he did last year when he got injured. I don't know if he's all the way back 100% yet.
Knee injury. Wilson out of the backfield. It's Chris Gregg. And now let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brenda.
Vern, maybe the most impactful player in the Big Ten is Russell Wilson, in for 1 year. And today, what a day, 17 of 23, 325 yards. This is a 2-yard strike to make it 45-3 over South Dakota. The Badgers may win the Big Ten, and Russell Wilson may be the reason why. Back to you.
I would think so. 3rd and 1. Play action, what a fake, Wilson, but what downfield coverage. Are you kidding? Mark Barron, but he hurt his teammate. He injured Dre Kirkpatrick. Oh boy.
I really felt Tyler Wilson got a little greedy here. When you call a 3rd and a yard, if the guy's not open for a touchdown, you dump it off. Watch after he makes the fake. The tight end in the flat is wide open for the first down. You got a safety right here. That's not wide open. If it's not there, dump it off to the sideline. He had the tight end, Miles Nash, wide open for the first down.
Now Kirkpatrick favoring his either his shoulder. Looked like it might be his right shoulder. 4th down. And 1.
That's when you really depend on a quarterback. If you're going to give those touchdown throws to a quarterback, you have to bail the call out when it's not there.
Fullback Kiero Small is there. The handoff, Johnson. No!
Nope.
Dante Hightower.
Boy, Hightower hit that one head on, didn't he? He's right in the middle. He gets to go either way. He reads it right away. Comes in the back door and cleans up the play. You know, the running back that time did not follow the fullback and made it really easy for Hightower. And we saw that stat early. Remember, running the ball is one of the keys to winning. Arkansas, 5 yards running the ball in this game.
Wow, Kirby. Oh, my goodness.
That's got to be fun for a defensive coordinator, does it?
Sure is. You see 5 rushing yards. Now McCarron. Lehos is still in at center. McCarron. Left side. Caught at the 41. Brad Smelly, the H-back.
Coming across, Smelly right here. He's actually the outlet on this play. They want to go the ball deep. The deep ball isn't there, so what do? Just like Tyler Wilson didn't do, he went to his outlet for the first down.
That's a gain of 15. Look at the figures from McCarron. 15 of 18 in the ballgame.
They were trying to do Mays on a hitch and go, and it was defended. Smart play by McCarron.
Goes deep right side. Marquise Mays. Oh, dear. Eric Bennett, number 14.
See, you can live with that if you're Jim McElwain and Nick Saban. what you can't live with from your quarterback, errors in judgment. This is an error in a throw by 6 inches. Everybody's going to miss those every once in a while. It's the errors in judgment. Wilson not picking up the first down. The play before, McCarron coming to his second receiver to pick up a first down.
Second down 10. Richardson comes right. Bounces out of a tackle. And Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy continue to rotate in that Alabama backfield. And it's time now to cue the duck again. The Aflac trivia question: the last pair of running back teammates to each average 100+ rush yards for Reggie Bush and Lindale White at Southern California. Pretty good one. 3rd and 1. Richardson. 1st and goal at the 6. Elton Ford saved the touchdown, 25 yards.
Well, I thought this was an opportunity to make a play again by Arkansas, and the play wasn't made. Let's see if we can stop it. Yeah, right in the hole. Right there. You can't have it any better than that if you're Arkansas. Missed tackle on the play inside by Statler. You know, last year I said Ingram reminded me of Emmitt Smith. Richardson reminds me of a faster Jerome Bettis.
Ooh. Goodness. Right side. That's Eddie Lacy, number 42. It'll be 2nd down and goal. I think Saban was chatting with us yesterday about this year's Alabama Crimson Tide. You asked him, what's the contrast from a year ago? He said, I like these guys' attitude.
Yeah, hungry, he said.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they're coming off a championship, you can't quite get their attention, can you?
Well, implicit in that response is that he was not too happy with the attitude of the 2010 team. 2nd and goal. Lacy, touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Well, we've talked about everybody else, Vern. Let's talk about Vlahos, Anthony Steen, number 61, DJ Fluker, number 76. This time they got the push into secondary and just blew out that Arkansas defensive line. You wonder if that defensive line for Arkansas is starting to feel those injuries and less players out there.
Carson Tinker snaps it back. The extra point is up and good.
Boy, it's the little things. That little play, no first down by Wilson, trying to hit the big play and then not picking up the first down. And then A.J. McCarron comes back and leads the offense down the field.
38-14, final 48 seconds. 3rd quarter, Crimson Tide rolling. Monday, Dave's All New with Seth Rogen and unforgettable star Poppy Montgomery. Then later this week, Big Bang Theory's Kaylee Cuoco, followed by Craig Ferguson, only CBS. .48 seconds to go, 3rd quarter, 38-14. Cade Foster will kick it off once again. And Dennis Johnson, Marquell Wade are back. That's Wade number 1, Johnson top of the screen. 1 kickoff return by this young man for a touchdown this year. At the 10, Wade.
Vern, sometimes there's beauty in the offensive line play as well as just power. As they separate everybody here. Let's go back to that touchdown and watch the center, William Vlahos and Anthony Steen, the right guard. Let's 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 have to block 3 and 4. But watch how they have to step. They step together and then see where they have to go, and then everybody fits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody gets their guy, and they go right into the end zone. Sometimes it's not just power, it's technique, and that was perfectly done.
Play action Wilson. He's being chased by Courtney Upshaw.
They might throw a flag on that one.
Yes, they do. He got really hit late. Upshaw missed him. He couldn't catch up.
It was Quentin Dial,
Yeah.
you know. And sometimes when you're a backup player, you've been watching all this action. Upshaw chases him out, and Dial goes, I want to do something, and ducks his head. The commissioner might have been sending him a note after that one out of, but in college football, it's 15 yards. Just.
Rushing the passer. Defense number 90. That penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. Carries an automatic first down.
And again, we're really close to a helmet hit, I think.
Watching practice, there's about 3 or 4 other Quentin Dials in the practice squad, just like him, coming from further recruiting classes. Tyler Wilson is showing so much to the Arkansas fans right here. Now remember, they've got Alabama and LSU on the road this year. If they could get a split, that might be enough this year.
Quick hitter, right guard, Ronnie Wingo, number 20. Yeah, they do have to go down to LSU. That'll be on the Friday of Thanksgiving. That traditional rivalry has been restored to its Friday showcase. Now Bobby Petrino, son of a coach, Carroll College, and I think he's a little upset.
Well, and remember, they play A&M next week.
That's right. That's the end of 3. Our score 38-14. We'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium right after this word from your local station. Welcome back to Bryant-Denny Stadium. 100,000 plus on hand on this gorgeous September afternoon. And the Alabama Crimson Tide leading it big as we enter the 4th quarter. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson back in Tuscaloosa. Wilson tucks it and does not get the first down. Well, I asked you at the end of the 1st quarter about your impressions. I'm going to go right back there. What do you think?
There's so much talent everywhere. It's like the Open we talked about. You almost spin the dial on this Alabama defense. Anywhere it stops, you find a great football player. They're well coached, and they seem very hungry. Arkansas has run into a buzzsaw, but at least they're finishing the football game. I think they're going to feel much better about themselves coming out of this game than they did coming out 2 years ago in this game.
That one, Robert Lester almost picked it off.
And we haven't even hardly mentioned Lester's name, and he's another star, another one. 5 different players have received some mention as All-Americans. Lester is one of them. You know, I mean, I thought Kirkpatrick was the star of their corners, but Menzie and Milner seem just as good to me.
Yes. And so Dylan Breeding on to punt for the 7th time. Marquise Mays, he of the 83-yard punt return for a touchdown earlier in the 3rd quarter. Fair catch. Taken at the 10. Early moments, 4th quarter, 38-14, Alabama.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Cinch 'em tight, everybody. Here we go. Michael Williams on a fake field goal, 4th and 4. That was the opening touchdown of the game, 7-0. Arkansas came back and equaled the score. Dennis Johnson, a 10-yard reception from Tyler Wilson. Shelley then a 20-yard field goal, and Alabama scored 10 points in 57 seconds. After the field goal, here is Daquan Menzie. Tipped it to himself, a 25-yard interception return for a touchdown, 17-7. 28-7. Here's the play of the game. Marquise Mays, 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. Just a brilliant return. And he went the distance, set up his blockers at the end, and strolled on in. 83 yards, it was 24-7. And then Trent Richardson, a 61-yard reception from A.J. McCarron. He got rumbling and wasn't going to be stopped. Wilson, a 19-yard touchdown pass to Kobe Hamilton. Terrific throw and catch, 31-14. And then Eddie Lacy, a 4-yard touchdown run. And that's where we stand now, 38-14, the Geico game recap. I'd say they're having a good time.
Put this many points on the board, 38-40.
What do you think? One swallow for... Here we go. Trent Richardson.
A lot of different ways to score, and all of them big plays in their own right. Ironically enough, it all happened right after the goal line stand by Arkansas. You'd think that they had seized control of the game and felt good about themselves, and all of a sudden the floodgates opened the other direction.
Richardson now 106 yards, 12 carries, second down and 7. Gets it out to the 18-yard line and set up 3rd and 2.
I hope you have your boards set up properly, Vern, because I got a feeling we might not see too much more of the starters in this football game from Alabama.
Yeah, we've got them. I've got the depth chart listed, so.
You know, a little bit eerily similar when Greg McElroy replaced John Parker Wilson and led Alabama to the national championship. Here comes A.J. McCarron walking into a team ready to win. He's the only question mark. And look what he's done today, 15 for 19.
Left side. Richardson. First down. Well, how about the first 3 starts for Greg McElroy?
Yeah, we talked about Alabama having 4 first-round draft picks. Remember, McElroy was drafted in the 7th round and made the New York Jets. On their practice squad right now. I think he broke his thumb, I believe, but he's on the squad. You see the comparison between the two. I've said all year on numerous radio interviews, Vern, and a lot of them right here in Alabama, that I didn't think Alabama could win just handing the ball off. To win the national championship, you got to have at least a B-plus quarterback. Well, you're seeing this guy's capable of being a B-plus quarterback.
Here's Richardson going left. And of course, A.J. McCarron was involved in a battle with Philip Sims for the starting spot. And a little chippiness breaks out again. Barrett Jones, D.D. Jones getting into it.
Yeah, Barrett Jones took a right to the face mask and did not retaliate. Watch Barrett Jones. Barrett Jones did not retaliate, and usually that's a flag. I got to be honest. I don't care what the score is. Barrett Jones did everything you want from a player there. Don't retaliate. Go back to the huddle, and the flag did not fly.
Eddie Lacy on the field. To the 30. And let's go back to New York. Here's an update from Tim Brendo.
Vern, a huge comeback by Oklahoma State. They were down 20-3. This is an attempt at their 4th straight touchdown, and it's Whedon to Blackman. Looks like he's going in. He fumbles it into and through the end zone for a touchback. A&M got the ball back, but Tannehill threw a 2nd consecutive interception. So Oklahoma State is driving again to try to get an 11-point lead, but that could be a big play.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Tim. 3rd down and 4 here at the 30. McCarron down the middle. Marquise Mays overthrows him by a foot or 2. Well, Texas A&M battling with Oklahoma State for what might be the final game between those two in the Big 12. Of course, they have been accepted into the SEC The Aggie program began in 1894, 676 wins. The champions in 39. Of course, Bear Bryant came here from there. And Gene Stallings played for Coach Bryant.
I've done games there. I know you have, Vern.
Yes, indeed.
It kind of fits this type of atmosphere, doesn't it?
Well, I think they have enormous respect for tradition at A&M, as they do here at Alabama. And the tie, of course, is Coach Bryant. 37-yard punt. 38-14. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by AT&T, Aflac, Jeep, and by John Hancock Mutual Funds. Bryant-Denny Stadium, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Overhead view and aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS Sports is provided by Southwest Airlines. Brandon Mitchell is the new quarterback now. Tyler Wilson played very, very well and has taken a beating this afternoon, so Mitchell in. There's Tyler Wilson, hit 12 of his first 13 passes in this ball game. First down 10, Brandon Mitchell. Wilson winds up with 185 yards. Here's Mitchell, pulls up, dropped. Chris Bragg.
Well, Tyler Wilson saw the full array of the Saban blitz package. Kirby Smart, the defensive coordinator, gave him every look possible from every angle possible, and he took it in the chin, I think, from 6 different guys.
Wow.
Okay? 6 different people tattooed him in the chin today.
Second down. Here's Mitchell. Keeps it. This is what he provides. Although Tyler Wilson's a mobile quarterback, he's much more mobile than Ryan Mallett was a year ago, but so his day is complete.
We really got a kick out of reading Brandon Mitchell's biography. He was a basketball recruit, signed with LSU as a sophomore, committed to LSU as a sophomore, and was recruited by UConn. That's a pretty good basketball player. Kind of an under-the-radar quarterback, but he wanted to play quarterback.
On third down, Mitchell back. Little crossing route underneath, and nothing doing. Daquan Minzy, Joe Adams. Don't forget, later in the game, the play of the game, and that's presented by Napa Auto Parts. With all these big plays, well, you and I don't have a vote, but I know where I'd go.
I think we can predict, can't we?
I think he might be part of the conversation. This is the 8th punt of the day for Dylan Breeding. And Marquise Mays, who has, I know, one 83-yard punt return and one of 21 yards. Drifts over to his right and grabs it at the 20. Jericho Nelson was down there defensively. 48-yard punt, nothing on the return. 38-14, Crimson Tide. Well, let's take a look at the kind of day Trent Richardson has enjoyed.
Pretty much the same day he always has. When you block a little bit for this guy, he makes a lot out of it. Catches the ball. He's a great screen player. Everybody who plays Alabama is nervous about their screen game. And he showed why right there. He starts and stops, and he's powerful. He is a load.
Pretty good numbers for the day, too. 205. That's running and receiving. And the total for Arkansas now at 194. First down and 10. Eddie Lacy on for Richardson. Lacy. Gosh.
There's a lot of ways to move the ball. Barrett Jones comes running off the field. I don't know if he had an equipment problem or not, but he came off the field pretty fast.
DJ Fluker just gets back into the huddle. And Cyrus Kwanjo, the true freshman, is in at left tackle now. Number 71 had a big block on that last play. And
yeah, he's a big-time prospect, too. And wouldn't be surprised by the end of the year that we see Kwanjo starting at tackle and Barrett moving back to the guard spot.
Lacey goes right. Chris Smith was up there. Darius Winston, number 21, made the tackle. There's Kwanjo. Hyattsville, Maryland, played at the Math Catholic. His brother, Harry, is also a member of this football team.
Yeah, he's a five-star recruit and probably be another All-American at tackle before he leaves.
He's got a little bit of size. Second down. And again, a reminder, the NFL on CBS regional action tomorrow. We've got 5 games in the early slot and 3 in the late slot. So our NFL production crews announcing teams are scattered about the country. The NFL on CBS tomorrow afternoon. 3rd down and 4. Shadows lengthening here at Bryant-Denny. Eric Bennett, number 14, with the tackle. And Richardson thought maybe there was a face mask.
Well, I still think all is not lost for this Arkansas football team. I mean, they played without 2 of their best players. Actually, if you would ask Bobby Petrino to name his 4 best players, he may say Niles Davis, Jake Beckett, and Tenarius Wright are 3 of the 4 best players, and 3 of them weren't on this field today for him. There's Beckett right there. They got to look long-term, and if they can get LSU at the end of the year, they may have another chance at this thing.
Jake Beckett, part of the Beckett family. His grandfather was 54 through 56 and passed away back in March.
Let him go, let him go.
Well, Marquell Wade and Gray Kirkpatrick. Just a little friendly exchange. 38-yard punt. Nothing on the return. That's Niles Davis. We're back at Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa. 38-14 Alabama with 6:35 to go in the game. Thursday on CBS, CYTV guide called Person of Interest, a must-see mystery. Michael Emerson and Jim Caviezel star in a new episode Thursday only. CBS. First down 10. Brandon Mitchell, the quarterback. Play action. Chased. Pulls up. Back to the 25. Well, Alabama seems to have this one in hand. But down the way, they got to play LSU here, and Arkansas is going to LSU at the end of the game.
The possibility, I guess, could exist that all 3 beat each other. Everybody says that the West is loaded with Alabama, LSU. We've seen them. We know how good they are. We'll see them tonight against West Virginia. And then Arkansas plays late against LSU. Look at it, goes to the 7th tiebreaker. And then it's the BCS standings. And then if you're within 5 spots, it's head-to-head. So there's a lot could happen still.
There's the run over the left side. That's Ronnie Wingo. I think you being our leader here in the booth, we need a little credit for addressing the possibility of a tiebreaker.
Well, they're such good teams. I mean, everybody knows that LSU is loaded. Everybody knows, and watching, I was kind of the last guy to kind of like, let me see Alabama in person. before I anoint them as one of the best teams. Well, I'm going to anoint them. They're one of the best teams in the country. Even if they don't win it, they're capable of beating anyone on a given night.
Third down. Mitchell toss around the end. It's Wingo, and he's got a first down.
Well, we talked early, Vern, about maybe the style that has to work to beat Alabama, and it might not be a passing style. We showed their last 4 losses in the SEC all have been passes 22, 20, 20, and 20. Now they're going to go play Florida next week. It'll be very interesting to see what Florida dials up for this Alabama defense.
Mitchell, Nick Gentry got him. Number 58. Well, the last 4 SEC losses against Florida, 22 pass attempts, South Carolina, LSU, and Auburn, and today.
Look at that mix. 19 runs and 37 passes. See, that may be against this mix of secondary, not a formula for beating them.
Right. Here's the option again to the left side, and here's the defense.
You know what surprised me in those numbers, Vern, is that I thought Auburn threw the ball more than 20 times against them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you?
Yes.
I mean, we did that game. We were there.
Right. By the way, how's Cam Newton doing?
Yeah, I think he's okay.
How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Wow.
800+ yards in 2 games.
2 games. Mitchell, he's popped as he lets it go.
Completed it.
Yes, he did. At the 47 of Alabama, Joe Adams makes the catch. Another, it's Dante Hightower.
Hightower laid out for the ball. Now it's 38-14. Boy, you sure would hate to lose one of your star players in garbage time here, wouldn't you?
Yes. There's Mark Barron going over to make the tackle. The catch made again by Joe Adams. That's his 6th of the game. And it moves the chains. Deep left side, jump ball. Alabama might have gotten it.
Oh, yeah.
They did. Mitchell kind of heaved that one up for grabs.
Yeah, he threw the high ball. I think D. Milner's the guy who got it, number 28. What did Nick tell us last year? The first thing he looks for in a defensive back, ball skills. He said it's one thing to be able to run with the guy, stay with the guy, but you must be able to react to the ball when it's in the air. Ask Notre Dame. Those jump balls, that's how they lost those games. If you're going to play bump and run, it's one thing to stay there. You still got to go make a play on the ball.
Now Tyler Wilson's work for the day is complete. Greg Childs was the intended receiver.
And we're going to see Phillip Sims, I think, at quarterback here, aren't we?
Yes. Number 14, new quarterback now. A.J. McCarron's day is complete. 15 of 20. Beyond efficient. First down. Here's Sims.
It's still Richardson in the game.
Yeah. Well, Phil Sims, we mentioned that there was an intense duel between Sims and A.J. McCarron, and secrecy prevailed here in Tuscaloosa. Now some of the starters are coming out.
Nice way to do it.
Yeah.
One play and a little bit of an ovation to come off the field.
Richardson apparently is finished for the night, the day, 17 of 126. And it was only prior to the opener that Nick Saban announced that A.J. McCarron would be the starter. And we were told yesterday that it is not chiseled in stone that McCarron will stay the starter.
Like I said, there's a lot of competition around here.
Yes.
I will say this, Phillip Sims, watching him play, he is extremely gifted. McCarron's a little further along. You know, an extra year in the program, I think that was the deciding factor.
90 seconds to go. 38-14, third down, 1. Charleston Fowler is the running back now, number 45. And he's got a first down. Well, it's a day-night doubleheader. Our crew will be back in Gainesville next Saturday night as the second-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide take on Florida. Florida's at Kentucky tonight, but that game is going to be televised in prime time. Yet to be determined is the afternoon game, the 3:30 Eastern time game. That's will be announced. We invite you to stay tuned to the NFL Today tomorrow.
And I'll tell you about Florida. We saw them. They know what they're doing this year. They are lined up right. They've got plenty of talent, and they're going to get better and better as the season goes along. They're not going to beat themselves this year.
Fowler comes left. Final 35 seconds. Alabama wins it for 5 consecutive years now. And they have won their SEC opener for the 20th consecutive year.
Wow.
That's a pretty good mark. Nick Saban, Bobby Petrino. The handshake at midfield. 38-14. Trent Richardson, 17 for 126. A.J. McCarron, 15 of 20. And our player of the game, A.J. McCarron, 15 of 20, and even 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. And let's go down to Tracy, who's with Nick Saban.
Coach, we heard how scary this defense was coming into the season, but a big test going up against Bobby Petrino's offense. What did you learn about your defense today?
Well, we did a lot of things right. We made some mistakes. I think we can improve and get better, but to hold these guys at 14 points is a heck of a job by our defense. I think the crowd helped us tremendously today with the noise, gave us some negative plays and some good rushes. So, you know, we didn't get that many sacks, but we had a lot of effect on the quarterback.
And how about the job that your quarterback did in his first SEC test?
Well, you know, AJ's done a really good job of managing the game. We did a good job of running the ball. Had some balance. We're going to have to throw it better in the future.
Thank you so much. And the play of the game from you, the punt return for the touchdown. Can you tell us what went through your mind on that play?
When I seen my guys out there blocking, I made a cut, and I just knew I just had to beat the punter. And once I beat the punt, I just smelled the end zone.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to the win.
And now it is time for the play of the game, presented by Napa Auto Parts. You just saw Marquise Mays. Here's the call from Eli Gold of the Alabama Crimson Tide Radio Network. Dylan Greeting to punt for the 5th time. Mays gathers it in at the 17. He's got some room. Gets a block. Breeding's got to stop him. Breeding doesn't. Now there's still a chance defensively. Look at Mays. Now he's at the 10. Cuts back. Brilliant run. Marquise Mays. Well, if that's the voice of Eli Gold, you got to scoop.
Well, you know, now that guy that said you look like Eli, you even sound like Eli. Remember that guy that wanted to take his picture of you?
Oh, do I ever. And I said, I hate to tell you this, I'm not Eli Gold. And he said, well, you should be. For Gary and Tracy, Bert Lundquist saying so long. From Tuscaloosa, the final score 38-14. The Jeep postgame show is next. After this message and a word for your local station.